by this woman is pissing me off. I'm watching as this township is being ran into the ground by this woman. I'm watching as my alma mater, South Suburban College, a college that gave me a chance to go to college and be able to get my degree, being scammed by this woman. All these things I take very personally. Very personally indeed. I love this town, I love this township, I love my school, and I will be damned if I allow anyone, and particularly you, ma'am, scam, destroy, running to the ground, and while you're sitting there with your thousands upon thousands of dollars, the people of this village, the people of this township, the students at South Suburban College suffer. Absolutely not. I sit here and watch as one of your trustees sexually assault a woman and still sits on the board. He might not be here today because he's tired of hearing about it, but we're not going to be tired of saying it. Andrew Cole assaulted a woman. He belongs in jail. Along with you, Ms. Henyard, and your wigs. Because we don't know where scam money's going. It's going through her wigs.
Officer.
And the fact that these police officers murdered Alexis Wilson and continue to walk the streets and police these streets is an abomination. Her name is Alexis Wilson. She was murdered by the Dolton Police Department. This is crap. Leave this town.
Welcome back to the channel. What is going on with the goings on in Dolton and Tiffany Henyard? Findings from an investigation in Dolton finances led by former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot revealed showing a widespread pattern of misused funds and significant debt. The probe examined the village finances and spending habits of Mayor Tiffany Henyard. It was an eye-opener for residents in Dolton. The trustee board hired Lightfoot to look into spending by Henyard and her administration. The probe found that the village had not had annual report audits since 2021. Lightfoot's investigation also uncovered that the village general fund, which had a multi-million-dollar surplus, is now in the red by $3.6 million. So let's get into it and see what we can find out, what is going on. As you can see, it's heated in those meetings, but it is what it is with Tiffany Henyard. Please hit the like, subscribe button, and thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, Ray, we heard audible gasps and groans, even some laughter of disbelief during this highly anticipated meeting tonight.
We are enraged. We are enraged. And we are so ready for all of this to be over with so that we can carry on.
It was a full house, and some of the people in the room tonight are the same ones who attend the monthly meetings with the mayor. They witnessed the dysfunction there, now seeing for themselves the numbers behind that fighting. One of the biggest reactions from the crowd tonight came when Lightfoot presented an example of police overtime. 2 officers making more in overtime than their base salaries, totaling $192,000 for one officer, the other $227,000 in the last fiscal year. The acting police chief, who we learned tonight has been terminated, isn't even eligible for overtime, and yet he's gotten more than $200,000 in OT over the last 4 fiscal years. And then, of course, there's the credit card spending.
$40,000 at Amazon. What a slap in the face.
Now, as all the crap was hitting the fan, Tiffany knew that Lightfoot's report was going to be revealed, and guess what she did? She hired criminal defense lawyers. So let's get straight into that.
Right now, we are bleeding. This village is bleeding. If these residents knew the truth, they'd hit the roof.
So another chaotic board meeting last night in Dolton. However, during that meeting, 2 unfamiliar faces were seen sitting beside Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
Fox 32 has learned they are criminal defense attorneys brought to the meeting by Mayor Henyard, who is at the center of a federal criminal investigation. Dane Placco has the latest on the drama in Dolton.
Another wild night at the Dolton Village Board, with a handful of residents being ejected for shouting at the mayor, who also continues to do battle with the majority of the village trustees.
So you got us into this mess, and now we're trying to salvage what we can to get out. People that say things about me, I want you to prove it. Because, like I said, fact versus fiction.
Sitting at the mayor's side in a place usually reserved for the village attorneys, two unfamiliar faces.
I didn't know them. A lot of my board members, they didn't know them either.
Fox 32 has learned this is Chicago federal criminal defense attorney Bo Brindley, along with his law partner Ed McDavid. The website for Brindley's law firm says results matter, aggressive criminal defense. The two criminal lawyers sat next to Henyard the entire meeting and even went into the board's closed executive session. What makes this especially notable is that Henyard is at the center of an ongoing FBI corruption investigation.
Our biggest fear is that she's going to use them for her criminal defense attorney and that the village is going to pay for it.
In a statement, Brindley, a former federal prosecutor, says Mayor Henyard retained me to evaluate the board's conduct and identify violations of municipal law. Mayor Henyard is charged with no crime. Brindley says he is not being paid by the village.
Why are you having a federal criminal lawyer sit next to you at a village board meeting? I mean, all I can say is, really?
Municipal Attorney Bert Odelson, who represents the four trustees doing battle with Henyard, says the criminal lawyers had no standing to sit on the board, and paying them out of village funds would be illegal.
Well, we have a lot of experience in Chicago. That happens quite frequently, that politicians get indicted, but they don't have the municipality that they work for pay for their criminal defense.
Also at the meeting, trustees fired acting police chief Louis Lacey and several other Dolton employees, saying the village is bleeding money and needs to reduce payroll. In turn, Henyard fired her longtime village administrator, Keith Freeman, who's believed to now be cooperating with investigations into village finances.
The village of Dolton is more than $3.5 million in the hole. Mayor Tiffany Henyard is accused of misusing money, and today she's nowhere to be found.
Tara Molina spent the day in Dolton following the investigation into Henyard's spending. Tara?
Jim and Marie, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the special investigator in this case. And like we first told you last night, not only did she find the village of Dolton is in significant debt, but she also found the village's credit card spending is out of control. Mayor Tiffany Henyard didn't respond to any of my requests today, and I'm told she's not in the building. No response to repeated interview requests. I tried to track down Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard in person today. Village employees told me she wasn't in the office and didn't say when she would be, a day after this. A packed community meeting Thursday night, outburst after outburst. Following special investigator Lori Lightfoot's limited examination of Dolton's finances. Her report revealing as of May 31st, the village's general fund had a negative balance of $3.65 million. Lightfoot originally hired by trustees concerned about spending, like self-promoting taxpayer-funded billboards, ads, plus spending on lavish dinners and trips.
Why are we going to these places? What's happening here?
Dolton trustee Brittany Norwood sat down with the CBS News Chicago investigators in February, telling us then trustees were denied requested bank statements.
You're having the same reaction that we did with this song.
With credit card spending out of control.
Receipts for credit card purchases are rarely provided.
Lightfoot further uncovering spending that doesn't add up. The report shows $40,000 spent on Amazon purchases in one day. Money that's unaccounted for.
These are somebody using one of the credit cards.
Another question lingering here, money spent on police overtime, with two officers racking up six figures in pure OT, $108,000 and $114,000. The deputy chief, just fired here last week, Louis Lacey, paid $96,000 in overtime.
The village has been unable to pay all of its monthly expenditures with available cash balance.
I reached all of the village's trustees in reporting this story today. As of right now, I have not heard back from one of them. Of course, we also haven't heard back from Mayor Tiffany Henyard. If any of that changes, we'll update the story.
While everybody is looking for Tiffany, well, I found her. She had an event where she's still spending money. Yeah, that's what Tiffany Henyard is doing. Dolton's super mayor.
That's what I keep trying to tell y'all. The same thing we want to say. My work speaks for itself. Y'all, all the love y'all get from my community, despite all the negative stories.